Two men are behind bars and are accused of killing a 22-year-old man in Chicago's Douglas Park neighborhood. 21-year-old Moses Maldonado and 22-year-old Nicholas Zamudio, both of Chicago, Illinois, are behind bars in connection to the killing of 22-year-old Thomas Villa. At 2:15 a.m. on Sunday the 25th of February, Thomas was found fatally shot in the head and chest in the 2700 block of West 18th Street. Police say he was discovered between two vehicles on the road. The two suspects were arrested later that evening at 6:23 p.m. in the 2700 block of South Holman Avenue. When officers found them, they were in possession of a car that had been stolen in January. Moses and Nicholas are charged with first-degree murder, resisting obstructing police, and theft of a vehicle. They're due for a bond hearing this week. No additional information is available at this time. An Atmore, Alabama man is behind bars after his 2-year-old son died after being left in his hot car for hours. At around 4:30 p.m. on Monday the 27th of February, 51-year-old Sean Roosevelt went to collect his son from daycare, but is told his child had not been dropped off that day. The father then discovered his unresponsive son in the backseat of his vehicle. The outdoor temperature on the day was almost 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Sean had spent most of the day working at his downtown ice cream shop while he forgot to drop the toddler off at the daycare in the morning. He rushed the boy to the Atmore Community Hospital, where he was pronounced dead shortly thereafter. Sean is charged with reckless murder, which is defined as the death of another person by acting with extreme indifference to human life and recklessly engaging in conduct which creates a grave risk of death to a person. Sean is held at the Escambia County Jail on a $500,000 bond. The investigation into the matter continues. 72-year-old Paul Stevens-Ittle of Ocala, Florida, is behind bars after investigators found printed images of child porn that weighed more than a ton. In January of 2023, detectives were alerted to child sexual abuse material being uploaded to the internet from an address in Ocala. Police said they tracked the uploads to Paul's IP address. On the 23rd of February, deputies executed a search warrant at his residence, located in the 4200 block of Southeast 46th Street. They found more than 220,000 printed photographs of child sexual abuse material, arranged in large stacks and boxes in his bedroom and office. A print on Paul's desk shows signs of heavy use. The printed items, which weighed about 2,600 pounds, a computer and digital storage device, were removed from the residence. During the raid, other residents told police that Paul would not allow them in his office or bedroom without personally escorting them. Paul was arrested and charged with 25 counts of child porn possession. He's held at the Marion County Jail, where he remains on a $250,000 bond. A Houston, Texas woman was sentenced to 40 years in prison this week in exchange for pleading guilty to killing her 2 children in 2018 and burying them under a neighbor's house. On the 28th of February, the Harris County District Attorney's Office announced that 37-year-old Shabora Latrice Thomas pleaded guilty to 2 counts of murder for the death of 5-year-old Kiana Thomas and 7-year-old Araylin Thomas. On the 12th of August 2016, Shabora drowned Kiana in the bathtub at the home on the 3000 block of Tia Wester Street. After killing Kiana, Shabora made Araylin come to the bathroom, where she also drowned him. After their deaths, Shabora left their bodies in a trash can behind their house. She then left for work at Little Cajun Kitchen, Texas, and attempted to collect a $47 paycheck 2 days early, which was declined. Unable to leave town, she tried to dig a hole for the bodies, but when she couldn't dig a hole large enough, she rolled the bodies under a neighbor's house. She started packing up her house and throwing things away. She told a friend that she drowned her children and left their bodies under a neighbor's house, but the friend thought she was joking. When the friend realized it was not a joke, he asked more questions and she showed him where the bodies could be found. He then called Houston police and Shabora was arrested. District Attorney Kim Ogg said in a statement that Shabora cannot appeal her conviction or sentence due to her plea. She wrote that this mother knew what she was doing. She knew it was wrong, and we vowed to seek justice for these 2 children. Shabora's husband and kid's father was reportedly shot and killed by Harris County deputies in March of 2018.